get ready, get ready. 'Cause here it comes, it's a light, a beautiful light. Over the horizon, into our eyes. Oh my, my, how beautiful. Oh my beautiful mother, she told me, son, in life you're gonna go far. If you do it right, you'll love where you are. Just know, wherever you go, you can always come home. 240,000 miles from the moon, we've come a long way to belong here, to share this view of the night, a glorious night. Over the horizon is another bright sky. Oh my, my, how beautiful. Oh my, irrefutable father, he told me, son, sometimes it may seem dark, but the absence of the light is a necessary part. Just know slippery slope. There is always a hand that you can hold on to. Looking deeper through the telescope, you can see that your home's inside of you. Just know that wherever you go, no, you're never alone. You will always get back home. Get ready, get ready, 'cause here it comes, it's a light, a beautiful light. Over the horizon, into our eyes.
Okay, this one's for Gabby.
top, that's where you find
red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking and singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I?
Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say, I did it all. where I lived.
Tried to cut these corners, tried to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't have, 'cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you make it round. But get up now, get up now. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you make it round. But get up now, get up now. I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting for this for a while now. Pay my dues to the earth. I've been waiting this long, eh? Hold me down for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Dreaming of this to be ours. I'm on top of the world.
It's been a long time coming that I had to say. When I wake up in the morning, all I do is pray for some guidance and protection on the streets today, and an answer to the questions I ask every day. So tell me, why did the birds that used to fly here? Tell me, why do they come to die here? And all the kids that used to run here. tell me why did they load the guns here? I remember in the days when we were one heart, no need to defend. I just wrap my arms around you. Don't give up, this song is for you. Hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. I won't let another moment slip away. I say, hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. I won't let another moment slip away. I hold on, I'm trying to hold on. I hold on, hold on, hold on. From the tops of the buildings to the streets below, between the Wall Street banks and the empty homes, between the lines of the people standing all in a row, there's a crack in the gutter where a flower grows, reminding me that everything is possible. Yeah, reminding me that nothing is impossible. You gotta live for the one that you love, you know. You gotta love for the life that you live, you know. Singing, hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. I won't let another moment slip away. I say, hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. I won't let another moment slip away. I hold on, I'm trying to hold on. I hold on, I'm trying to hold on until the morning comes again. I will remain with you, my friend, and we will ride until the sun goes to the place where it begun, and we will live to laugh and cry another day. Don't let nobody ever tell you that it couldn't be done. Don't let nobody ever tell you that we couldn't be one. Don't let nobody ever tell you that it shouldn't be sung. Don't let nobody ever tell you you're the only one. Singing, hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. I won't let another moment slip away. I say, hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. I won't let another moment slip away. Hold on. I hold on. I'm just trying to hold on. Trying to hold on. Trying to hold on. I say, hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. Won't let another moment slip away. I say, hey, 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 no matter how life is today, there's just one thing that I got to say. I won't let another moment slip away. I hold on, trying to hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Some days I feel like crying. I don't matter if it's rain or shine. I feel like my heart was broken at least 1,000,000 times. And some days I wake up dreaming. Feels like I never evolve. I answer life's big question as if it's one big joke. Maybe it's too soon to be sure, but I really do believe that someday we're gonna have it all. So I try so hard to keep the rhythm of a train rolling right along. When the ride gets rough, you got to carry on, carry on. Some days I feel like singing. I sit back and just glue the day away. Maybe I pick up a guitar and play what I wanna play. Oh, maybe it's too soon to be sure, but I really do believe that someday laughing. Seems to be no reason at all. And if the world stops spinning, I'm not afraid to fall. No, baby, it's too soon to be sure. I really do believe that someday we're gonna have it all. So I try so hard to keep the rhythm of a train rolling right along. When the ride is rough, you got to carry on. Baby, it's too soon to be sure, but I really do believe that someday we're gonna have it all. So I try so hard to keep the rhythm of a train rolling right along. When the ride is rough, you got to carry on, carry on.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the trees. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl, my girl. Yeah, I don't need no money, fortune or fame. I've got all the riches, baby, one man can claim. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl, my girl. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl. I've even got the month of May with my girl. Talking about my girl. Ooh, my girl. That's all I can talk about is my girl. Why don't you believe she's all my
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone.
'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me higher. See the champions take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets our heads are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us. Sing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun. Let's rejoice in the beautiful game, and together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, and wave your flag, and wave your flag. Oh, 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 oh. Give you freedom, give you fire, give you reason, take you higher. See the champions take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets our heads are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us. Sing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun.
Let's rejoice in the beautiful game. And together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, now 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 wave your flag, wave your flag. Just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, now 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 wave your flag, wave your flag. And everybody will be singing it.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Spring 2023 ceremony for the Department of Integrative Physiology. My name is Marissa Ehringer, and I'm the current chair. We're glad that you could all make it today. This is a little bit better than being outside, right? Getting poured on, as some of you did this morning. This is our time to come together and celebrate your students, for them to celebrate each other and themselves for the hard work that they've put in these past few years in earning this degree. I'd like to just take a few moments to thank our staff. As you can imagine, with such a large number of graduating students in our department, it takes a big effort to put on this graduation program. So thank you to Marcia Cook, Lucas Eads, Angela Bergamo, Brandon McKaylee, Eric Heltney, Paula Yamashita, and Tricia Ward. Thanks very much, because they've been working for several months. At this time, I'd like to recognize all of you who are here who have supported your students for the last many years. I'd like to invite those who are able, of the parents of the students, to please stand. Please, if you can, please stay standing. Parents, you get to stay standing before you have to sit for a while. And again, grandparents, great-grandparents who came for this celebration, if you're able, please join the parents to stand. Aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, everyone, all those family members. And then finally, any other friends, supporters, everyone else who is here to support your student. Okay, you can sit down now if you want. Thanks for doing that. It does represent all of the love and support that people have experienced over these last many years. So you should all have either received one of the brochures when you came in, or if you wanted to, you could view the brochure with the QR code that we are using these days. The brochure tells you a little bit more about the Department of Integrative Physiology. It tells you about various activities of our faculty, and also provides the program for today. In order for you to learn a little bit more about what your student has been training and learning over these last years, we have a video, so that you don't have to listen to me, that tells you that will give you a description of the Department of Integrative Physiology.
How does the nervous system learn new movements? How do genes influence behaviors that impact our health? How do lifestyle and aging influence the heart and blood vessels? How can we optimize the performance of elite athletes? How does the nervous system modulate sex hormones and influence reproductive function? How does stress affect the immune system and our health? How do sleep problems affect our health and well-being? These are some of the questions that attract students and motivate faculty in the Department of Integrative Physiology at CU Boulder. Physiologists study organisms as functioning systems of molecules, cells, tissues, and organs. Our goal is to link observations on the individual systems to the function and behavior of the whole human body in health and disease. This interest in whole body function makes us unique among the life sciences programs here at CU. Over 30 faculty members direct research programs that contribute new knowledge about the physiological functions they study. The research laboratories also provide rich learning experiences for our undergraduate and graduate students, who are often included as co-authors on the 100 research publications written by the faculty each year. Several faculty members also have joint appointments in affiliated programs, including the Institute for Behavioral Genetics, the Center for Neuroscience on the CU Boulder campus, and clinical divisions at the CU Anschutz Medical Campus and at the Veterans Affairs Eastern Colorado Healthcare System. Majors take a sequence of lecture and laboratory courses that include anatomy and physiology, biomechanics, cell physiology, endocrinology, exercise physiology, immunology, neurophysiology, nutrition, physiological genetics, scientific writing, sleep physiology, and statistics. They also serve as teaching assistants in undergraduate courses, acquire research experiences in faculty laboratories, and earn academic credit for professional internships in off-campus clinical settings. Undergraduate majors completing the BA in integrative physiology enter a number of health-related professions. As doctors, nurses, physical therapists, physician's assistants, occupational therapists, dentists, and pharmacists, they share their physiological knowledge with their patients and clients. At the graduate level, Iphy offers Master of Science and PhD degrees. Most master's students develop a program of study that includes research training in faculty-directed laboratories in the department, whereas others complete the degree with coursework only. Approximately half of the master's students use the degree to improve the probability of being admitted to a professional program. Most of the others enter a PhD program where they must demonstrate competence in research by completing a dissertation. Approximately half of the graduates from our doctoral program become the next generation of researchers in academia, and the others pursue opportunities in industry. Within the organizational body beats the heart of Iphy's core missions, answering important real-world questions of human biology, training students to keep asking questions and seeking answers, and sharing those answers with people who need them to lead healthy lives. This is Integrative Physiology at CU Boulder.
Hello. My name is Ken Wright, and I am the Iphy Associate Chair for Graduate Affairs, and I'm happy to say we're now confer the graduate degrees. It's my honor and pleasure to present to you the graduate students that have completed either a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, or an MS, Master of Science degree in Integrative Physiology. All PhD and MS students complete comprehensive coursework, and most conduct research activities to develop their critical thinking, knowledge, and research skills that prepare them for professional careers. I would like to convey my enthusiastic congratulations to this year's Iphy graduate students on the achievement of completing advanced graduate degrees. So let's start by honoring the PhD graduates. A little background: the Doctor of Philosophy is the highest academic degree one can receive in their area of study. Historically, the word doctor comes from the Latin words docere, meaning to teach, and the word philosophy comes from the ancient Greek word philosophia, with roots philo meaning love and sophos meaning wisdom, translated as love of wisdom. PhD students in Iphy program typically spend 4 or more years beyond the bachelor's degree developing expert knowledge and skills in integrative physiology, as well as their chosen subspecialty, such as aging, cardiovascular, endocrine, neurophysiology, stress or sleep physiology, as well as specialties in biomechanics, genetics, or epidemiology. The research activities contribute entirely new knowledge to their chosen field of study, and they defend their work to experts. Graduating Iphy PhDs become part of the next generation of leading research scientists and teachers in academia, government, and industry. Today, we have 8 students graduating with the Doctor of Philosophy degree that will be presented in alphabetical order. And I invite Professor Alina Grabowski to come up to introduce the first 2 PhD graduates, Stephen Allen and Cara Ashcroft, starting with Stephen first.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and I'm so excited to introduce Dr. Stephen Allen. He's completed a PhD in my lab, and we've had so much fun over the years studying how biomechanics affects metabolic cost in movement. And so that means that we study how people move and the energy that's required to move, and come up with really creative solutions, including devices like prostheses and exoskeletons, to be able to understand how we can improve all of our abilities to move. And so the title of Stephen's dissertation is Bouncing Gaits and Bicycling: The Biomechanics and Energetics of Human Locomotion with and Without Assistive Devices. I'm so excited. Please join me in congratulating Stephen on a wonderful PhD. I also have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Cara Ashcroft to you. I realize she has a giant fan club because she's an amazing, amazing researcher that I've had the pleasure of working with as well. The title of Cara's dissertation is Effects of Lower Limb Prosthetic and Orthotic Configurations on Biomechanics and Metabolic Power During Running and Jumping. That's a lot. So Cara has studied how devices like orthoses that help people to run and prostheses that help especially women to run, how those affect the way that we move. And she's studied how different configurations affect how we move. And in fact has looked at long jump. So if any of you are track and field fans, talk to Cara after this. I'm just teasing. Anyways, please welcome, please congratulate Dr. Cara Ashcroft with me. Thank you.
Next, I'd like Professor of Distinction Christopher D'Souza to please come up to introduce Hannah Fendel.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce Hannah for her degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Hannah's research over the last 5 years focused on factors that are involved in the development of heart failure. And she studied small microvesicles, and these are small little particles that circulate in our bloodstream, and she determined that in some cases these can be very detrimental to heart health. Hannah's dissertation was entitled Endothelial Cell-Derived Microvesicles and Cardiomyocytes. After Hannah leaves us, she's heading to a small, nondescript school on the East Coast. You may have heard of it, Harvard. To do a postdoctoral research fellowship on cardiac regeneration. So please help me welcome Hannah Fendel.
Next up is Distinguished University Professor Doug Seals to introduce Caitlin Freeberg.
Well, as Ken said, it's my pleasure to introduce Caitlin Freeberg for her doctoral hooding this afternoon. Katie's dissertation title was Preserving Brain Vascular Health with Aging, and she performed 2 different studies. In her first set of studies, Katie determined that a process called oxidative stress is contributing to declines in the function of the arteries in the brain and also cognitive function with advancing age. And this had been shown in animal models before, but never in human subjects. So really the first time anyone had determined that it was this oxidative stress that was causing these problems. And in her second set of studies, she established the efficacy or effectiveness of a therapy, a novel form of physical training called inspiratory muscle strength training. You breathe through a little handheld device and it causes resistance to inspiration or inhalation. And if you do that 5 or 6 days a week for 6 weeks, Katie showed that it improved the health of the arteries in the brain and also enhanced cognitive function. So these are 2 really important observations. We're very proud of her. We congratulate her for her wonderful doctoral research work, and we want to congratulate her this afternoon.
And just a couple of quick notes here. Now, we have some slides working now at the top that will show you a little bit of graphics about each student. And then friends, family, please feel free to get up out of your seats, come and take a picture of your student as they're walking across the aisle, whether they're graduate students or undergraduates. We welcome that. So please feel free to take pictures. Okay, so next I'm going to introduce Teaching Professor of Distinction Teresa Foley, who will go ahead and introduce Nikki Konstantinidis.
It is an honor to present Nikki with her doctoral degree. Nikki's dissertation was entitled Clinical Observations from the Bench, an analysis of collegiate concussion etiology, symptomology, and recovery. Nikki often states that her research goals are personal. After sustaining 2 head injuries as an undergrad, she sought to understand which factors contributed to worse symptom severity and prolonged recovery after a concussion. During her PhD, Nikki worked as part of the Pac-12 Student Athlete Health and Wellness Wellbeing Initiative. Nikki is passionate about understanding and preventing long-term negative consequences associated with head injuries and will be moving to Boston to work as a postdoctoral fellow at the Boston University CTE Center to investigate the development of neurodegenerative diseases after repeated head injuries.
Next up is Professor Chris Link, who will be introducing Maddie Lemieux.
So it's my pleasure to introduce Maddie for her hooding ceremony. So Maddie has worked on Alzheimer's disease for her dissertation, and she's addressed a really unanswered question as to why people who have sleep problems are at higher risk for Alzheimer's disease. So her project actually had two components. One was looking at gene expression in the brains of mice that have been forced to have abnormal sleep. And to pair with this, she developed a really novel in-culture system of human neurons, which is almost spooky in the way they reflect the same sort of firing that you see in actual human brains, as a model to test possible explanations for for the mechanisms by which sleep abnormalities might affect Alzheimer's rates. So it's been a wonderful pleasure to have her in my lab, and I'm very happy to hood her.
I'll welcome Professor Seals back up again to introduce Abigail Longtime.
Well, it's my pleasure to introduce Abigail Longtime for her doctoral hooding today. If you look at the photo on the left, it's a photo of Abby in her first day in the lab. The photo on the right is Abby at a scientific conference just last month presenting her research, and you can see very distinctly how much Abby has grown up in the laboratory over these last few years. Next slide. Yeah. So this is a summary of Abby's doctoral research work. If you go to the lower part of the slide and read left to right, you'll see the scientific premise of her research, and that is that aging causes declines in vascular health, the function and health of our arteries, and this increases our risk of cardiovascular disease dramatically with advancing age. Now, Abby's research made two major observations. If you look up on the left upper part of the slide, you'll see an image of the gut microbiome. And Abby's first set of studies, along with colleagues in the laboratory, showed that changes in this gut microbiome, essentially the gut bacteria in this case, were instrumental in causing these declines in vascular function and health through the aging process, and these studies were performed in mice. Having identified the gut microbiome as a culprit in causing our cardiovascular system to become impaired and unhealthy, in the second set of studies that Abby conducted, she tested the efficiency, the effectiveness of a compound given in the water to the mice that actually improves gut microbiome function in order to see if that preserved arterial health with aging. And sure enough, she started giving this compound to the mice in middle age, and the mice that were treated never developed vascular dysfunction with advancing age. So we're very excited about these observations, and we're now trying to translate these findings to people in the hopes of promoting cardiovascular health in the human population. So we want to acknowledge Abby's great work over these last several years and congratulate her for her efforts and her accomplishments. Thank you.
All right, it's my great pleasure to introduce Dana Withrow, who did her PhD in my laboratory. So we can have the slides. So as you can see, the title of her dissertation is The Impact of Sleep and Circadian Disruption on the Human Gut Microbiome, Circulating Metabolites, and Host Health. So next slide. Dana did a series of studies while she was in the laboratory and persevered through, as many of our graduate students did, through the COVID pandemic that slowed down our science. But Dana was incredibly productive in the studies that she's done. And the research that she did, as you just heard about the microbiome, which is trillions of bacteria that live in our gut, on our skin, in our mouth, and so forth, they all are important for our health. And what she was trying to understand is what happens when we have conditions of less sleep, and when we're awake at times, for example at night, like shift workers, how that impacts our gut microbiome, and how that alters what they make, and how those changes in the small molecules that they make negatively impact our health. And so, for example, we know that if you don't get enough sleep, or if you're awake during the nighttime hours, that increases your risk of a host of diseases: metabolic disease, cardiovascular disease, cognitive dysfunction, immune disorders. And Dana showed that the molecules that are modified by the microbiome under sleep and circadian disruption actually contribute to these disorders mechanistically. She then did an intervention study where she gave a prebiotic, which is essentially the fibers that our microbes eat. So think about the fiber in your diet, right? She gave 2 special fibers, and she was able to show that under conditions of being awake at night like a shift worker, that it improved their cognitive function just by taking this prebiotic diet. So we're very excited about the results from her studies, and again, congratulations, Dana, for this amazing accomplishment. Okay, next we will honor the master's students. The Master of Science degree is an advanced degree where students attain essential skills and depth of knowledge needed for high-impact careers. The word master comes from the Latin word magister, meaning teacher. MS students in the Iphy program have typically spent around 2 years beyond the bachelor's degree developing advanced knowledge and skills needed to succeed in careers in academia, public service, government, or the private sector, or as a preparatory step for the MD or PhD programs or other advanced professional degrees. Each Master of Science degree will now be individually recognized in the slides that follow. Graham Archer. Hannah Cardenas. Kevin Clark. McKinley Kopik. Sana Darvish. McKenna Hemmerly. Christian Nackblock. And Grace Maurer. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to newly conferred Dr. Nikki Constantinos, who will give the graduate student address.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on this lovely sunny day. It's a true pleasure to be celebrating our commencement in Boulder. It's an incredible privilege and honor to be speaking here today. Just 5 years ago, I was sitting at my own undergraduate commencement. However, on a day where I should have felt immense pride, happiness, and even relief to be graduating from college, I instead felt like I had not done enough. And I felt like I had failed. And today, I will tell you the story of why I was wrong. I had always expected to go to college. So for me, like many of you most likely, it was no surprise for me to graduate. On that day, I felt like I had failed because I had not achieved all that I had expected for myself. By the age of 7, when I was asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I had my answer. I was going to be a physician, and I knew exactly how to make that happen. I was going to go to my dream university, maintain a 4.0 GPA, and go straight to medical school after undergrad, and maybe meet a husband, if I was lucky. I know many of you can relate to this story, because I know all of our graduates today are pre-health, and have probably told all of their family and friends how they too will become a physician. However, as you can see, I did not become a physician. My life, shockingly, did not go as planned. I did not get into that dream university. I did not maintain a 4.0 GPA in undergrad. I did not find a husband, which is absolutely okay. Mom and Dad were okay. And with 3 months to spare before graduating from undergrad, I closed my MCAT prep books for good and decided that my dream of becoming a physician was just not my dream anymore. So on the day of my own graduation, when I thought back to all the expectations I had for myself and realized that I had met none of them, I felt like a failure. But I was very wrong. I created my goals and expectations for myself when I was 7. And I followed my life plan as closely as I could until I was 21. I was so focused on this dream that I had created for myself when I was just a kid that I refused to consider any other plans. That is, until real life happened to me. What my 7-year-old self could not have accounted for was that by the time I was 21 and sitting at my college graduation, I would have been fighting depression for the last 3 years. In my second and third years of college, I was in 2 freak accidents, both of which resulted in serious head injuries. I spent my last 3 years of college in chronic pain, struggling with PTSD and post-concussive syndrome and post-concussive depression. Although to the many people around me, I looked happy and healthy, behind closed doors, I was struggling to survive. There were many days where I did not know if I would be strong enough to make it one more day, let alone my own graduation. As I look back on that day 5 years ago, I now realize what an incredible achievement it was for me to be at my graduation. No, I did not reach the expectations I had for myself when I was 7. But I did so much more than I or anyone else could have ever imagined. I fought hard through my depression. I asked for help, and I survived. I made it to graduation, and although 5 years ago I thought that that was not enough, I now look back on that day and see it as my greatest accomplishment. My life changed, and in order to grow, my expectations and the goals I had for myself had to change with me. I do not know what challenges everyone in this room has faced. However, I do know that we have all experienced a pandemic. You all had Zoom University with me. And during these past 4 years, many of us have experienced forms of grief, whether through the loss of a loved one or of a life we had expected for ourselves. I guarantee not a single one of us is exactly who we had imagined we would be when we were just 7 years old. And all of us have had to overcome multiple hurdles to be here. What I had failed to recognize 5 years ago was that although to some, and to who I was as a kid, graduating college may feel like the bare minimum, it's not. It is an extraordinary accomplishment that you should all be so proud of. Although you may be sitting here thinking about all the other goals you hope to achieve, maybe your next 5-year plan, or all the goals you had for yourself that you did not achieve, I challenge you to instead embrace this moment. Today, take a step back and think about all that you have had to overcome to just be here. You deserve this. You deserve this moment. I did not become a physician, but I now no longer see that as a failure. Rather, I believe that refusing to limit myself to the dreams I had as a child has actually been my greatest success. I never expected to be a researcher. This was not in my 5-year plan. I was not going to move to Colorado. I was going to stay in California forever, but things changed. And being a researcher is exactly who I was meant to become. And as you heard before, I actually now study symptoms and recovery after head injuries. My life changed, and so did I. Rather than focus on the expectations or goals you did not reach today and every day, focus instead on all of your other accomplishments, all the times where you fell and you still got up, the long nights you worked, the tears you probably cried, because I cried them too, and the times when you had the courage to ask for help. Think of how hard you fought to get here. And I know everyone in this room, family, friends, loved ones, and our graduates are all fighters because we're all here. And I think we all know adulting is very hard and it is not an easy life. Do not allow the expectations you had for yourself limit who you are meant to become. Do not force yourself to become who you think others expect you to be. This is your life. You get to decide what you do with it. You are here for a reason, and there is no path. There is no perfect path, and there is no one path. Today, I would like to challenge you to not think about your failures, to not think about what is next, and instead think about this moment. Just be here and be present. You are here, and that is enough. You are enough. To my fellow PhDs, it has been an honor to spend these last 4 years with you. To my mom and dad, thank you for never giving up on me. And to my sister and her boyfriend Peter, who really needed a shout out today, I see you. And to my roommate Lindsay, thank you for being here. I love you all. And to the class of 2023, congratulations, you did this.
Fantastic, thank you, Nikki. Well, this concludes the conferring of the graduate degrees. It's now my pleasure to introduce Professor Teresa Foley.
Back again. I would like to start this portion of the ceremony by recognizing this year's recipient of the Fred R. Murphy Award. The award's namesake, Professor Fred Murphy, was a faculty member in the department for 29 years. He was known for his athletic, academic, and musical talents, and for his caring, nurturing attitude towards undergraduate students. He will always be remembered as a true gentleman who was a fine teacher and one who thought the student should be the focus of education. We are honored to be in the presence of Fred Murphy's son, Scott, and his grandson, Austin. Let's please give the Murphy family a round of applause for continuing to support the Department of Integrative Physiology. This year's recipient of the Fred R. Murphy Award is Joseph Lim. Joseph was born and raised in Aurora, Colorado, to Korean immigrants, and he is certainly a mountain boy. Ever since he was a kid, Joseph would be outside no matter the season. You could catch him playing his favorite sports of football, basketball, and volleyball, or snowboarding down the Rockies with his friends or his older brother. Joseph also found a passion for teaching, mentorship, and epidemiologic research. Joseph has performed research in Dr. Alderetti's Diabetes and Obesity Lab and at Ann Schutz's Department of Orthopedics, and will continue his work in both departments as a master's student at CU Boulder. On top of research, Joseph taught for the anatomy lab for half of his undergraduate career and mentored incoming first-year students declaring a pre-health track. Joseph's dream is to become a physician committed to biomedical research and improving the quality of life for all. Congratulations, Joseph. The undergraduate student speaker for this graduation ceremony is someone many of you may be familiar with, Skylar Hansen. Today, Sky is graduating with distinction, earning her bachelor's degree in integrative physiology and receiving the Chancellor's Recognition Award. Throughout her academic journey, Sky has actively contributed to research in the RIN lab, receiving grants such as BSI in Europe to support her work. Beyond her academic pursuits, she has served on the executive board of Collared Scholars, a club dedicated to raising and training future service dogs. When she's not busy with her studies, Sky enjoys pursuing her interests including dancing, baking, reading, and spending time with her 2 dogs. Following graduation, she will be working as a medical assistant here in Boulder and will be applying to physician assistant school next fall. Please welcome Sky Hansen.
Good afternoon, distinguished faculty, honored guests, proud parents, and most importantly, the class of 2023. Congratulations on this incredible achievement. You've worked tirelessly over the past few years to earn your college degree, and you should be incredibly proud of yourselves. As you sit here today, ready to embark on the next phase of your journey, I want to take a moment to reflect on and recognize that where all of us are sitting right now has been a difficult and incredible journey. When we were kids, starting our education in elementary school, we were so excited to grow up, to be the big kids on the playground. I mean, come on, who wasn't jealous of the 5th graders who had automatic claim to the swings at recess? We were always waiting for the next summer to get to middle school, then to high school, to be able to drive and the freedom that came with it. We were always so ready to grow up, wanting all the amazing things that came with being older, but not maybe all of the responsibility. I remember being so excited to get a dog when I was younger, not realizing all the vet bills I'd be paying later. I used to be thrilled about the idea of making my own meals as an adult and getting to pick what I ate, but didn't quite know the effort that goes into preparing food every day. You look at the adults in your life and you think it's awesome to be independent with your own job, your own place, your own life. But growing up makes you realize that getting a job is hard, buying things is expensive, and eating cake for dinner is all fun and games until you get a stomachache. Most of us would do anything to be a kid on the playground again, with your biggest worry being who you'd sit next to at school. The reality of being a grown-up isn't exactly what we imagined it being, and college has taught us a lot about that. As compared to past generations, going to college was more of an expectation than an optional path after high school. And then you get here and say, actually, at the ripe age of 18 years old, I have no idea what I want to do for the rest of my life. But you figure it out, you find something you like, and you go for it. And all of us here have made it. We are graduating. Until now, we've all been on the same path, but we are diverging from this point with our degrees in hand, and we have to make a decision on what we want to do next. We're at a point, especially as Iphy students, that many of us have more plans for school after graduation, whether it be MD, PA, PhD, or any of the other letters that we want to have after our name. We want to get more education and specialize in a field. But this wasn't something that was decided for us. For one of the first times in our lives, this was something that we actually chose for ourselves. I also recognize that many people don't have an answer for the question that somehow gets asked by every friend and family member around this time. So, what are you doing after graduation? Which is met with sometimes uncomfortable silence, or, I'm still figuring things out. But I don't think the problem is that you don't have an answer. The problem is that they aren't asking the right questions. Something they should be asking you instead is what's the next thing you're excited about, instead of being fully focused on what job you'll be having. I disagree with the mentality of the American grind culture. I don't think that your grades, your job, the things that you put on your resume are the most important things about you. I think what is truly important is that hobby that you really got into this year, the new friendships that you've made here, and a goal that you set for yourself and made, even if it was just to put away that huge pile of laundry sitting on your bed. If you asked me what I'm doing after graduation, I'd probably tell you where I'm working. But what I'm really excited about is that I'm finally not going to have any homework, and I might get my sleep schedule back on track. I'll have enough time to take my dogs on a nice long walk every day, and I'm going to sit down and read that book I started over winter break. I don't want my life to consist of only being an adult with a 9-to-5 job. I want to prioritize activities that give me a childlike joy, which are the aspects of life that I think truly matter. Another good question to ask your graduate is, what was something that happened in your undergraduate years that was most impactful on you? Even at times of big change in our lives, I think it's so important to be looking back and reflecting on the past, not only looking to the future. So I asked my friends in Iphy what one of their most impactful memories was from their time here at CU. They said it was listening to a professor talk about something that they're extremely passionate about, feeling a sense of community on fair and field when it's a nice day out, or holding a human brain in anatomy lab. I'll say that the semester I took it, the cadaver had a pretty cool looking brain tumor. But a few people also had some bleak takes on this question. They said that their most impactful moments were cramming terms for anatomy lab and not being so sure they knew how to spell words anymore. And someone else said that it was taking out lots of student loans. Like I said, being an adult isn't all that it cracked up to be. And I'm sure many of us have similar answers. Unfortunately, the human brain has a tendency to focus on all the bad things happening around us and tune out all of the good. I know that often what's going through my mind is that I just need to pass this test, get through this semester, just need to think about how much better it will be when I'm not frantically memorizing the glycolysis mechanisms for the biochem exam. I can personally vouch for how easy it is to focus on the negative. I admit I only used to pay attention to everything that was going wrong in my life and making me stressed. But I urge you all to try to recognize the times in your day when you are happy. I was recommended to start taking a photo when there's something around me that brings me joy. And now my camera roll is filled with pictures of my dogs, yummy desserts, a lot of really cool clouds. Just this small act of taking a second to appreciate and document something good that's happening has shifted my focus off of the foreboding and scary future. The way that you choose to frame your life, even the small moments, holds the power to shape your perspective in profound ways. I've started searching for the smaller and smaller things that make me happy that I could have so easily missed with all of the noise. My whole life, I've always been waiting, postponing my happiness for the next big thing, telling myself once you go to college, you'll be happy, once you move in with your friends, you'll be happy, once you graduate, you'll be happy. I was just putting off the moment that I would decide that I'd finally be okay. But this thinking is flawed. It suggests that happiness is always just around the next corner and that what you're living in now can't also have that happiness. I was never taking the time to make sure that I was satisfied with my life as it was. Truthfully, life is unpredictable. We never know what's going to happen next. If we're spending our whole lives waiting for the next thing, we miss the amazing moments that are happening right in front of us. As kids, we were so eager to grow up, and now we find ourselves longing for the carefree days of childhood. But there will be a time in the future where we look back on how fun it was to be young and in college and wished we had savored those moments. This is well summed up in a quote from one of my favorite TV shows, The Office. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. So, as we move into the next chapter of our lives, I want to encourage you all to remember the importance of taking the time to value the little things, to enjoy your life, even if your adult job isn't quite as fun as the playground, and to appreciate the people who have helped you get where you are. I want to thank my parents, my sister, and my friends for all the support you've given me over the years. I truly couldn't have done it without you. Congratulations, graduates. Best of luck on the road ahead, and remember to enjoy the view. Thank you.
Next up, we'd like to acknowledge the students who graduated with Latin honors. These students hold a minimum 3.3 GPA and have successfully written and defended an honors thesis in front of a committee of at least 3 faculty members. We have 8 Iphy students who earned this honor this year. I ask each of you graduating with honors to stand up when I call your name. Matthew Brainey. Haley Calling. Sydney Holtman. Natalia Clammett. Elizabeth Phillips. Madeline Scheel, Rose Summers, Richard Zabat. Please help me congratulate each of these graduates for their accomplishments. We have reached the moment you have all been eagerly anticipating, the recognition of our amazing undergraduates. Before I hand you a diploma, though, here's the final test. I'm going to give you some instructions, and it's very important that you listen carefully. Right? Everyone should now remove their diploma card from the plastic cover. I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. How we're going to do this, we're going to start with the right section, last row of graduates, and move forward. And then we'll move on to the left section, last row of graduates, and move forward. Wait for your row to be released, and when you reach the front line, hand your diploma card to the announcer. You'll come up on stage, we'll take a photo, and then you'll exit on this side back to your row. For those of you that are family members, if you would like to come closer to take a photo or video of your family member, you're more than welcome to do that at this time.
Teresa Dolores Cuba Felker. Drew Catherine Burquest. Serena Kate Quinn. Maxwell Alexander Gaston. Mary Elizabeth Turner. Victoria Beatrice Raj. Alexius Irene Gunning. Trevor Allen Masters. Caden Jesse Champion. Jesus Mejia. Jesus Mejia. Excuse me, Jesus Mejia. Anna Marie Wilhelm. Take them out, guys, take them out. Joseph Mitchell Ingerman. Hand them to me. Lauren Grace Melvin. Kennedy Baca. Do that. Anna Renee Doibel. Carolina Jaziak. Holden T. Loom. Kobe Jason Vara. Brooke Ellen Verkotteren. Angelina Jane Kuzma. William Park Blevins. Kyle Stephen Johnson. Nathan Gerald Zerflu. Sebastiana Rose Saya. Paige Lee Zickerman. Justin Sangyan Yi. Lindsay Cassandra Nisperos. Isabel Daniela Gorsuch. Michaela Grace So. Alessandra Sky DeRose. Taylor Ann James. Michelle Ann Seckler. Paola Ortez Benzor, graduating with distinction. Nicholas Wolfgang Galambos. Isabel Rosary Lopez. Emma Jane Forrester. Aaron David Smith. John Thomas Lorden. Trey Jackson Chudikoff, excuse me. Madison Renee Rice. Erica Ashley Hurley. Rosemary Louise Morrissey, other major psychology. Jeffrey Robert Matney, graduating with distinction. Grace Catherine Schumacher. Marek Joseph Yannick. Matthew Patrick McCarthy. Gabrielle Michelle Young. Haley Ann Colling. Latin honors summa cum laude. Gabrielle Elizabeth Murphy. Taryn Nicole Lee. Gatali Lal. Elena Ann Shelligay Elnick, graduating with distinction. Aaron C. Butterfeld. Zoe Trifinos Cormanos. Just Nova. Eliam Andres Sanchez Pelez. James Van Lee. Victor Chancherelli Schulich. Jack Benjamin Erger. Adam Asfandyar Khan. Alexis Rose Winandi. Donnie J. Syed, graduating with distinction. Amar Busimadeen. Stephen E. Park. Genevieve Margaret McFadden. Remy Michelle Wiley. Brandon Weston Gambrell. Brandon William Bartlett, graduating with distinction. Cavo Italia Fontana. William Paul Andres. Valeria E. Caballero. Margaret Pamela Dixon. Levin Emma Thomas. Lauren Alexandra Peterson. Tilden Hope Huffaker. Elizabeth Ann Phillips, Latin honors, summa cum laude, second major, speak language and hearing. Carly Jo Farella. Anna Funky, graduating with distinction. Isabel Air Deaver, graduating with distinction. Lillian Rose Runkle. Rowan Francis Carr. Putri Halisa Abedin. Bailey Elizabeth Shigley. Catherine Klein Zacharias, second major, psychology. Nicole Ann Atkins, graduating with distinction. Grace Pauline Knight. Brandon Joseph Young. Parker James Frauchi. Sierra Leanne Kepler. Kennedy P. Wilson. Tegan Dillon. Marie Ann Shopley. Kate Elizabeth Rowland. Sarah Nicole Lastician. Sophia Kesslin Healy. McKenna Brooke Nolan. Sarah Ann Powell. Sydney Paige Pemberton. Anna Pearl Nell, graduating with distinction. Juliana Indira Hutchinson. Julia Caroline Barr. Jacqueline Alexis Mosley, graduating with distinction, second major psychology. Anne McGilvray Noble, second major psychology. Thomas Aideen Asadi. Suzanne Marissa Cohen. Isabella Marie Rice Robles, graduating with distinction. Colleen Califich, graduating with distinction. Callie Marie McDaniel. Megan Fenwick, graduating with distinction. Ingrid Arleth Dominguez. I don't know. Dominguez, excuse me. Ravenna Marie Olden, second major neuroscience. Bridget McKeegan. Victoria Faith Addy. Megan Jean Henderson, graduating with distinction. Carly Ann Kelly. Grace Bachelari. Ella M. Lindberg. Emily Irene Sterrett. Angela Wongson. Claire Elizabeth Luking. Frederick Robert Smith. Carly Dawn Callan. Kara Ann Morgan. Rose Anna Summers, Latin honors, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Alana Blair Allen. Lydia Catherine Mandeville. Sydney Danielle Lee, graduating with distinction. Erica J. Bergholzer. Courtney Ann Vale. Cameron West Aris. Brooke Elizabeth King. Madeline Elizabeth Francis. Amanda Mary Stein. Elizabeth Breck Levi. Reagan Lynn Hurst. Olivia Lynn Arjona. Anna Madeline Forte. Alexander Michael Maher. Gabrielle Jean-Tavy Bunch. Lindsay Morgan Carr. Eliana Danielle Sierra, second major psychology. Lauren Catherine Hendy. Allison Taylor Sears. Could you take care of these? Kennedy Ann Graves. Excuse me. Bodie Lingo Dalbert. Clayton Ryan Baca.
What number was that last one?
Chelsea McKenna Gauze. Peter Park. Emma Catherine Yang, graduating with distinction. Tawanshai Pijan Pine. Sophia Rose Boss. Alexandra Jane Lindquist. Macy Elizabeth Fine. Brendan Anthony Thompson. Sydney Holtman, Latin honors, summa cum laude. Natalia Maria Klamat. Karen Andrea Vasquez. John Paul Anthony Castillo. Joe. Katie Zhou. Jada Taylor. Megan Renee Borum. Lauren Dolores Rapella. Grace Kelly Caroli. Leister. Maya Grace Leister, graduating with distinction. Henry Randall Fox. Orlando Alanis Castaneda. Kobe Douglas Jara. Thomas Coy Min Nguyen, graduating with distinction. Okay. Hayden Hyun Choi. Callie Kim Win. Vivian T. Tran. Romy Bryn Martyr. Areen Singh. Brittany Lynn Dovides. Jasmine Elizabeth Lefebvre. Cormac Francis Gorman. Connor Daniel O'Brien. Ellie Kate O'Neill Sundali. Claire Faustine Keppel, second major poli-sci. Madison Taylor Cooper. Emily Grace Archambault, graduating with distinction. Kylie Claire Phipps, graduating with distinction. Mackenzie J. Memo. Aspen Michelle Pasikoff. Samantha Elizabeth Dow. Lily Elizabeth King. Hi. Charlie Pates. Anthony Leonard Van Skyver. Peace Holguin Wolf. Micah J. Bast. Janet Villalobos. Wolfgang Francesco Napick. Carson Terry George. William Thomas Callahan, graduating with distinction. Ryan J. Gossman. Lucille Marian Egan, graduating with distinction. Sarilla Morgan Eakin, graduating with distinction. Kiera Raquel Garcia. Alyssa S. Lee. Mackenzie Grace Johnson, graduating with distinction. Noel? Chloe Sherfis. Chloe Therese Patterson, graduating with distinction. Olivia Catherine Butler. Jessica Yasmin Borgan. Lily Rose Bahrabadi. Daniel Artura Ponce, second major neuroscience. Chase Anthony Ciborjar. Elizabeth Dawn Jones. Abel? Andrew Timothy Abel. Derek James New. Adrian Villagrano Banuelas. Taya Marian Greco. You are, look at this. Say it again. Stefan Camuela Woolley. Celine Elizabeth Long. Zaya Riley Sachs. Isabella Michelle Proctor. Olivia Marie Scott. Lauren Suter. Catherine Michelle Bates. Dilly or Dill? Delay. JC Marie Delay. Landry Kate Witherspoon. Catherine Rose Corte, graduating with distinction. Corinne Olivia Kevlin. Kaylin Ann Troop. Jordan Anel Wubana. Nora Isabel Want, graduating with distinction. Kennedy Noel Coventry, second major anthropology. Britton Ingalls. Angela Jie Na. Davis William Sheets. Alexander Evan Aspel. Alexander David Hahn. Alex Tautis Webb. Alyssa Ann Lucero. Elizabeth Marie Fluellen. Grace Marie Koster. Greta Elizabeth Pruitt, second major German. Sophia Victoria Lizowska. Emir Byridge. Francesco Military. Sophia Rowan Naquette, second major Spanish. Alexandra Esther Jackson. Calais Anjali Osman. Kate Elizabeth Steyert. Raymond Donald Drake. Ryan Cisco Haley. Jordan Dalton Kahn. Miranda Jade Cohen. Olivia Rose Lawrence. Adeline Elizabeth Lawson. Louis Gao. Micah Joel Brown, second major neuroscience. Alexandra Irene Jones. Sophia A. Shetler. Joyce Petronila Chu. Curie Park. Alyssa Lynn Wynn. Matthew James Wisniewski. Rachel Emily Chiang. Brandon Kalan Haraki, graduating with distinction. Lou? Lou. Jack Liu, graduating with distinction. Samuel Merrill Dong. Jamie Ling Sebring. Ashley Jennifer Mayers. Allison Ivania Acosta. Wendoline Acevedo. Nikita Chabagain. Aju Renjik. Cindy T. Nguyen. Meheret Solomon Wendamkan. Zachary B. Cohen. Sandra Abana Esawa Ayenza. I think I got it right. Zanny Liddell. Zani Liddell. Oh, you look so beautiful.
Nana Afia Sawafaja. Nana Afia Sawafaja.
Nana Afia Sawa Forjo. Excuse me if I said that wrong. Justin Jennings Bossett. Alex Cade Jenkins. Jonathan Thomas Epperson. Christian J. Pulio. Chase Daniel Heffler. Joseph Junsab Lim, graduating with distinction. Skylar Hansen, graduating with distinction.
Okay. It's quite the party in here now. Which is exactly how it's supposed to be, right? Party, yes. I don't have any specific words of wisdom to share. You guys have already been given a lot of words of wisdom by others here today. We have reached the conclusion of our ceremony, so I just want to say congratulations to all of our graduates, to their families, to their friends and supporters. So enjoy today and all the rest of the days. Last year, they all seemed very happy when I told them, stand up, toss your hats, whatever you'd like to do at this point. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Thanks to all of you for coming.